What is going on, everybody? It's the France, and we are back again for our next Monday Night Raw review and results show for January 29th, 2018. The last Monday Night Raw in the first month of the year. This first month has gone like that. Like that. It has been one roller coaster of a month for WWE, if that's to say something. We saw the fallout to the Royal Rumble. We saw qualifying matches to the Elimination Chamber for John Cena versus Finn Balor, Matt Hardy versus Elias, and Braun Strowman versus Kane, last man standing. We had another attempted murder another attempted murder on WWE television. How many times, may I ask, are we going to have somebody try to kill somebody else on WWE TV in the last 12 months? We've had Braun Strowman do it to Kane. We've had Kane do it, Kane and The Miz and them do it to Braun Strowman. We've had Roman Reigns try to kill Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman try to kill Brock Lesnar and Kane. And tonight we have Braun Strowman trying to kill Kane as well. Enough of it. It's kind of getting ridiculous and it's getting just overdone. Other than this, there was a beautiful match between Sasha Banks and Asuka. That's how the women should be booked from day one. Not silly 6-woman tag matches all the time or 8-woman tag matches. This should have been that's how it should have been from day one, since they brought the women up. But over the last 6 or 7 or 8 months, we haven't seen it like this. So it was great to see these women given enough time to put on a stellar match. Brutal shot in this match too. A couple of things went back and forth. It was a very physical match, and Asuka was taken to the limit tonight. It was a good match. We'll get to it later on. We saw the Revival take on Slater and Rhino in a squash match, pretty much. Kane got squashed and he's out of WWE again for who knows how long. Coach is back, which is nice to see, and Booker T's on the pre-show panel again, which, in my opinion, first night back, better than what we've heard from Booker T, because it wasn't it sounded like some guy who's a blithering drunk on Monday Night Raw, saying one thing and then just contradicting himself like 2 minutes later. It was nice to hear Coach back, and we'll see where that goes. So not too bad. We had Roman Reigns versus The Miz for the Intercontinental title as well in the rematch. Titus Worldwide got a tag team championship match for beating The Bar 2 weeks in a row after The Bar won last night. See if they could win those tag team championships. But other than that, really, we didn't have much else happen besides the 3 qualifying matches. 2 were underwhelming. The third one, John Cena, of course, typical John Cena, refuses to put other people over because it's all about John Cena. John Cena this, John Cena that, it's enough. John Cena has been in this business long enough that it is time for him. He's not there all the time. He's not going to win the Chamber, so I'm not as mad about this because we know he's not going to win the Chamber. Roman's going to be in his qualifying match next week, and he's going to face whoever, and he's going to beat whoever, and he's going to move on to face those 6 men in the Elimination Chamber. It's going to be Elias, John Cena, and Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns, and there's 2 slots that I don't know right now who they're going to be. Maybe The Miz is going to be one of them. Maybe Kane. I don't know. They did look like they wrote Kane off because of the update they had later in the show. Dudley Boys are going to be inducted in the Hall of Fame, so congratulations to them. Rumor a couple weeks ago was that when Goldberg was announced that Paul Heyman is going to be the man to induct him, and I was like, that doesn't sound right. I'd have Eric Bischoff induct Goldberg and have Paul Heyman induct the Dudleys, if anybody else. We'll see when we get there, but that's no here nor there. Show started off with, of course, who else but Stephanie McMahon. Who else is going to start off Monday Night Raw the night after? But I will say that Raw got an update. They didn't get, everyone's like, this new logo for Monday Night Raw, and I clicked on a picture for it. It's the same exact logo that they've been using since the brand split with just a white background. But they did get some new graphical looks with, like, when it says Philadelphia, like they were in Philadelphia, it was a thing stretched across, and it would be Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The nameplate for everybody was different, which looked pretty awesome. So they did change this up for Raw. I don't know if SmackDown's going to get a little graphical update too, or they're just going to stay where they are, which is fine. You don't have to have Raw and SmackDown looking at all the same. I mean, the first week or two of the brand split, they had 2 different sets, and then they were like, well, we're going to use the SummerSlam set from everyone from here on out. So we'll see what goes there. Stephanie comes out, of course. She welcomes us to Raw, reminds us about Monday Night Raw, about last week, about the 25th annual Monday Night Raw, which, by the way, was a god-awful show. They dropped the ball on what should have been a great show, but recaps last night, and it says tonight's about Asuka and her, and she introduces Asuka for tonight.
Asuka, congratulations on your historic win last night. You are going to WrestleMania. Now, normally this would be the moment where I would ask you which champion you were going to face. Is it the SmackDown Women's Champion, Charlotte? Is it the Raw Women's Champion, Alexa Bliss? But before you make that decision, you might want to wait. Because Alexa Bliss, well, she might not be Raw Women's Champion come WrestleMania. That's because Alexa Bliss will be defending her championship in 4 weeks in the first ever all-women's Elimination Chamber match.
I'm pretty sure I said this last night after Ronda Rousey came out, and I said this on last night's review, so if anybody else didn't call the Women's Elimination Chamber being announced tonight, you heard it from me first. Wow! Asuka looking really happy about that one, which I'm sure she'd love to be in that match.
Asuka, this is your night. This is your moment. Tell them what you want to say. Arigato, WWE Universe!
私の旅はまだまだこれから始まったばっかりなんですわ。私がここに来たんはチャンピオンになるためや。
Can I get a translation? Because I have no idea what Asuka said.
Now that I understand.
At WrestleMania, I will become the champion! Because no one is ready for Asuka! You see, last night was a...
I like the fact that they're holding off Asuka's decision to see who she's going to face at WrestleMania. Builds intrigue for the night after the Elimination Chamber, because I'm pretty sure Alexa Bliss is going to win the match somehow, and she's going to go to Mania. A couple rumors going out after last night's show was that it's going to be Asuka versus Alexa Bliss, or Asuka versus Charlotte, depending on what they do with Ronda Rousey. If it is Asuka versus Charlotte, then it's going to be Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax. How they're going to get these other 5 women into the Elimination Chamber for the women, I don't know. Hopefully they'll have qualifying matches like they are the men. But we will see as it goes on. They did not have any qualifying matches for the women tonight, which I hope they do, because I like qualifying matches over just, hey, here's the 5 opponents for Alexa Bliss. I think SmackDown did that last year, where they just named 5 guys to face against John Cena in the Elimination Chamber, and no one had to earn their way in.
Dream come true.
Then Sasha came out showing that little bit, like they're giving us that tease of the old Sasha Banks that we all want.
Tonight we got to make history and main event a Royal Rumble yet again.
You make it sound like they've main evented a Royal Rumble
last
before.
night I got to share a ring with 29 incredible women, and one of them being you. Last night I proved that I can go the distance. So nobody's ready for Asuka? I'm ready for Asuka tonight.
She said she proved that she can go the distance, yet Asuka was the winner and you weren't the winner. So that's not how that works, Sasha.
Okay,
These two about to get physical. Ladies, Stephanie has to play the Dana White for a minute.
Tonight, it's official.
She makes the match
we
for
will
tonight.
have the boss, Sasha Banks, go one-on-one against Asuka.
My biggest problem with this match happening tonight, the night after the Royal Rumble. This is, by far, a 100% pay-per-view quality match, and they threw it away a first time ever between these two, and they proved tonight why this match should have been on pay-per-view. And they had these two go out there to put out a stellar match that was great. It wasn't like match of the year, but it was a good match for Monday Night Raw. But these two proved that they should have been the pay-per-view after the WrestleMania, unless, of course, Sasha Banks goes in and wins the Women's Championship, which if Sasha Banks was to win the Women's Championship going into WrestleMania, I would like to see Sasha Banks versus Asuka #2, since they wasted it tonight, only this time at WrestleMania, and give them about 15 to 20 minutes. Then we went into the first of 3 qualifiers with Braun Strowman versus Kane, last man standing match. This match was 100% a squash match. Last man standing really wasn't anything more than a squash match on Braun Strowman's end. All Braun Strowman did was come out, and they started the match during the break. Kane got a little bit in on Braun Strowman, then they fought towards the announce table. Braun Strowman hit Kane with a chair. He was down below the booth, like they had the stage where the announce table is on Monday Night Raw. They had him like Kane was laying out underneath the booth, like in front of the booth. So Braun Strowman just walks around. I thought he was gonna like just pick the cable, like clear the table off and pick Kane up and put him through there. But no, he puts his hands underneath and just lifts this stage over Kane. Really didn't land on Kane. It was more like it fell over Kane. But still, they ended the match and he won in a pretty lackluster last man standing squash match. So Braun Strowman made it into the Elimination Chamber by destroying Kane. After that match, Kurt Angle wasn't too happy with Braun Strowman. Of course, after that match, actually, they had Braun Strowman come back out. Braun Strowman came back out, and Corey Graves, looking scared, like a scared child, coming up to a stranger, and asking him a question. And we'll get Corey Graves here in a second.
Braun, that's a human being. What did you just do?
I did my job. Kurt Angle said last man standing. Well, that's what I did.
You did so, Braun. He pretty much just, I think that rates Kane off. Kane's not coming back. Kane is done with the WWE right now. I'm tired of seeing Kane, and hopefully this will be the last we see of Kane until his Hall of Fame induction in about 2 years or so, probably. I don't know, maybe next year Kane will be. He's not going to be a headliner. He'll be one of those guys who's on the card for Hall of Fame, but that's going to hopefully be the last time we see Kane for a very long while. We come to the back. This was funny because we come back from commercial. You have Coach Graves and Michael Cole sitting there talking with microphones up by the stage. Cole says, I think it was Cole who said, Kane was put on a gurney and sent to a local hospital. They pull back to the backstage area, and Kane is not even out of the building yet. So that was a little blunder on Cole's end right there. Then they see Kane on the gurney, and then you see Braun Strowman walking, and Kurt Angle comes up, not too happy with what he just did.
Braun!
People are terrified to be in his presence.
How many times do we have to have this conversation? On a night like this, with the whole world watching, you continue to put guys in danger every single week. Can you give me a break? Can you give me one break? You know what, Kurt? You're right. You're right that I didn't do more! Because you said last man standing, and that's exactly what I did! Just like an Elimination Chamber, I'll be the last one standing! And just like in WrestleMania, I'll be the last one standing over Brock Lesnar!
So, you know, the fact that he went into last night's match and did not take the pin, he comes out and then almost kills Kane, and he pretty much has that heck of a promo there with Kurt Angle. This guy better be Intercontinental Champion or some kind of champion. after WrestleMania, or they are just wasted everything they've done with Braun Strowman. The fact that this guy has not won a championship in WWE yet is a crying shame. This guy has done every single thing that he can do to get himself over, and they have not taken him and given him the chance to actually shine. They've given him everything to shine, but they have not given him the championship. He should have been the champion, No Mercy. He should have won the championship last night, but they still keep on saying, well, we're not going to do that because we want Braun Strowman, we want Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. And now the rumors of it being that he's not going to face The Miz for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania, and it's going to be him and Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon at WrestleMania, is a crying shame if that actually happens. If they're going to put this guy on the card at WrestleMania, it better be for a championship, and he better walk out as champion, or they've just wasted everything that they have had Braun Strowman for the last year and a half, and everything goes down the drain. This guy should have been WWE Universal Champion already, and the fact that he hasn't is a damn shame. Man over. Okay, so we had Matt Hardy versus Elias, and of course Elias, before the match, had a song for the WWE Universe and WrestleMania. Didn't dedicate to welcome Matt Hardy, that's what they say, but it wasn't that. And he's wearing some kind of flower pattern, like weird looking jacket on his wearing a weird looking white jacket. It's just like, what is he wearing?
Who wants to walk with Elias? Y'all think I really care, huh? Y'all think I care if y'all sing with me?
I just love Elias, man. He's just good.
I sing for
good.
myself.
He's a pure heel.
I sing because I like the sound of my voice. Now listen, I was disappointed last night when I was eliminated from the Royal Rumble by John Cena.
Don't worry, Elias. We were all disappointed that John Cena came in and within 2 seconds eliminated you. Don't worry, you weren't the only one. Again, John Cena refuses to put other people over because he has to be, it's all about John Cena, and John Cena is a dick.
But believe me, John's gonna get what's coming to him. As I sit here on my electric throne, I cannot dwell on the past, I must look to the future. And I see that the WWE Elimination Chamber is on the horizon. And the winner of that goes on to face the WWE Universal Champion. And when I say WWE Elimination Chamber, I am referring to the WWE that stands for... I said WWE stands for...
He gets so over.
You hear that, Gene? Now, before I get to that, I have to defeat my opponent tonight, the Woken One, Matt Hardy. But I've got WrestleMania on my mind, so I went ahead and wrote a song. And it goes like this. On the road to WrestleMania, got Brock Lesnar in my sight. It's Elias's night. After I win the chamber, it's Brock Lesnar who will be in danger. It's Elias's night. Chorus goes like this. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's Elias's night. One more time. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's Elias's night. Yeah.
And of course, you know, Matt Hardy, like everybody else, interrupted him. Pretty good, okay match between these two. Braun Strowman would pick up the win via distraction by Bray Wyatt. So the Bray Wyatt and
already underway, last man.
Woken Matt Hardy matches aren't done and over with. There was a lot of people was like, Last week, it was Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt, and everyone was like, is this it? Is this it for Bray Wyatt? And Bray Wyatt wins the feud? I was like, no, you idiots. That was the first match, and was probably going to be a feud that goes all the way to WrestleMania, in which Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy will probably trade wins. Bray won the last one. Matt will probably win at Elimination Chamber, and then they'll go to WrestleMania for the crescendo match on the pre-show, because you know this feud is not going to be on the main card. It'll be nice to see Matt Hardy in his wokenness or broken brilliance and woken wisdom at WrestleMania 1 year after he was here as just regular Matt Hardy with the white hair streak. But it's going to be nice to see what they do there. After that, of course, after the match was over, he did get hit with he did take he did hit him with the side effect. He was going to go for the twist of fate or twist of hate, whichever one you're going to go with. The whole Bray Wyatt thing happens. Matt Hardy looks distracted. Matt Hardy's looking around, looking for Bray Wyatt. It turns around into a kick and then into a drift away for the win. So your winner was Elias, the first man to be into the second man. I'm sorry, the second. Actually, I say first man because you know everyone calls Braun Strowman a monster. So one monster and one dude, one man in the Elimination Chamber. After that, Matt Hardy's laying in the ring. The whole Bray Wyatt thing happens again. Bray Wyatt's on the Titantron and just starts to laugh. Can we get over this freaking laugh already? Seriously, I'm over the laugh. These guys can do more than laugh. They can do more than laugh. Then after that, we cut to the Miz talking like, what's up with these cell phone They like someone has like a cell phone and they hit it, they hold it there and they sit there and they cut a promo. Miz did it, Balor did it, so did The Miz, so did John Cena tonight, and it's like, is this going to be a thing on WWE TV? I know they did it with the women last week, for the 2 weeks ago for the Royal Rumble. Why are they doing this? This is just stupid. He cut a promo, and it was, I guess, on early tonight on his Instagram account. It is not on their YouTube page, so I'm not going to go look for it. I have enough problems with my computer already. And that was that. Of course, we had Miz and Reigns for the Intercontinental title. Typical hand, he had the typical right hand by Roman Reigns to start the match out. Headbutt, and Roman with some shots. The Miz, then another headshot, kick to the head to Roman, then a chops to the chest protector. He's actually chopping the chest protector. Why would Roman Reigns even sell that? It's like a chop. Roman's looking down like, what are you doing? Chop. What are you doing? Like, he's looking down, he's like, what are you doing? He has a chest protector on his chest. The fact that Cole's like, oh my gosh, that's not doing anything to Roman Reigns. He's hitting the chest protector. Why can't they have Roman abandon that or something? That thing just looks stupid as can be. Is it because Roman Reigns doesn't have the six-pack abs that Vince McMahon would love to have? That's why he's wearing that thing to hide the beer belly or the pizza belly that he would probably have. Miz gets driven shoulder first by Roman Reigns, who's ready to kill Dallas and Axel while he's doing all this. Throws Miz back in the ring, then sends him over the top rope again. Roman grabs a chair, chasing Bo and Axel away from the ring. Roman looks to he's got so much anger and hate for the Miz. Miz is down. The Miz Taraj at this time was sent away. He's going to swing up and hit the Miz, but the referee stands out, has his head come out of the ring and actually talks Roman out of doing this. That, of course, gives Miz enough time to be able to collect his thoughts. Grabs Roman Reigns and throws him into the ring post, which those ring posts, I don't know what's worse, the old metal ring posts or these new plastic LED looking ring posts. I don't know. I'd have to ask somebody who's actually had the stuff go into both, because I don't know if it actually should be as effective as it used to be. Even though they faked the concussion with Jason Jordan yesterday, still not happy about that. Miz control when they get back to break. Now, typical, I was like, there comes the typical Roman Reigns match. He's going to get his ass kicked for 95% of the match. And Roman goes for a Samoan drop, reversed into, looked like he was going for the Skull Cashin finale, but reversed into a Samoan drop that actually hits. They start exchanging blows, but Roman with a few clotheslines leading to his jumping clothesline, which just looks awful. He doesn't even look like he's trying to clothesline him. It just looks like he's trying to run shoulder tackle into him. It's either shoulder tackle him or hit him with a clothesline. It just looks dumb. Roman going for the Superman punch, but as usual, he misses and shot to the Roman's knee. Nasty shot to Roman's knee. Roman's knee from this point on was shot. I thought Roman Reigns was actually going to have to tap out with how much, he had what Corey Graves called a chop block, but a chop block is to the back of the knee. This was just a plain old shot to Roman's knee. Here comes the stolen yes kicks. Roman catches Miz after, you know, he goes for the big wind up one. Miz rolls through and puts it on the figure 4 leg lock. Roman tries to reverse it, and he does. Miz gets the ropes to break it up. Kicks Roman's knee again. Roman just definitely... I will say, Roman sold this knee beautifully. He had a heck of a night selling this knee. Miz goes for the figure 4. Roman reverses into a sit-out powerbomb for a 2 count. I do like that move anytime, like, he does something and he ends up having to, like... He looks like he's going to do a typical roll-up, a schoolboy roll-up, and he just lifts them up and hits them with the sit-out powerbomb. Actually like that move. It is always really done well. I've never seen him botch it or anything. I could be wrong, but it's always a beautiful move. Thunder to the eye to Roman Reigns, skull-crushing finale. I was like, oh, that's it. They're going to have him lose this way with some tomfoolery. Nope. 2 count. Going for it again. Roman gets out, runs and hits the ring post. No selling it. Like, seriously, this really angered me because you had this grueling match. You guys, your knee is screwed up. You're selling the knee perfectly. You run into the ring post, gets up and act like nothing happened. Are you kidding me? These two have been going back and forth this entire match. Most guys who get run into the ring post immediately at the beginning of a match will sell it like it's they're completely shouldered, messed up and everything. Roman Reigns gets hit into the ring post this late in the match and it's like nothing ever happened. Really makes him look like an idiot. Superman punch for a 2 count. After that, Miz comes back out. He levels Axel. Then Miz misses a shot and gets hit with a nice little shot to the face again. Thrown back into the ring. Match ends when Roman gets back into the ring. Roman gets grabbed by Bo Dallas. Then he tosses Bo into the ring, goes over, hits a Superman punch on Curtis Axel. Then a spear to Bo. Miz sneaks up and rolls up Roman for the 3 count. Your winner is The Miz. So Miz is going to move on to what I don't know. Again, like I reported this past weekend, the rumor is Braun Strowman versus The Miz, which with what Braun Strowman has been doing over the last 2+ years almost, you have to do this match. Give this guy a title. It should be the Universal title because he has been working his ass off for over 2 years to become a champion. So to give this guy the Intercontinental title, it's not where he should be, but it's better to where he is now. I could love to see Braun Strowman go around just running roughshod over the entire WWE, and eventually he could be the Universal Champion by the end of the year. As we saw last year, AJ Styles won the US title 2 times before he became a 2-time WWE Champion. So maybe Braun Strowman could win the Intercontinental title, and by the end of the year, Vince McMahon's like, put the title on. Get that Intercontinental title off of him and put that Universal title on. We don't know yet. It's only January, so we'll have to wait and see. Revival versus Rhino. I didn't really care about this match. It was a squash match anyway. Revival was your winner. They had a post-match interview with Charlie Caruso, which music I think cut out her question to what she wanted to ask them, but they did cut a promo afterwards. Hope it's on here still. Okay, it is. They do take a shot at Philadelphia and the fact that oh, come on, I had it done. The fact that they, chant EC Dub here all the time.
We just defeated the first ever SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions. So let me ask you, Charlie, okay, let me ask you. How would we compare to, let's say, the legendary Graham Brothers? How would we compare?
To be honest, I'm really not all that familiar with them.
I'm not either. I'm not very familiar with the Graham Brothers, but that's just because they're before my time.
That's not surprising because just like these people, you don't care. You don't care. These people are too busy chanting EC Dub, trying to get themselves over. Trying to get themselves over, but unlike the two of us, we learn from the past. These people can't stop living in it.
Strong word.
I was literally waiting for them to have, maybe because the Dudley Boys are going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Because they're in Philadelphia, I was like, I know Devon works for WWE, and yes, he has put on some weight, but that's not here nor there. And I had a feeling they were going to have, like, the Dudley Boys come out and just wreck the Revival just because. Let's have the Revival talk crap on the past and have them get beat down by past legends. So, I don't know what they're doing with the Revival. It seems like they're rehashing what they did with the Ascension back in 2012, was it, or 2013, when they came up, and they were pretty much squashed from the get-go. It's kind of bad back then when you had the heel commentator who was JBL burying the heel tag team. So, I don't know what they're doing with the Revival, and they are better than this. They deserve better than this. We all know this. It may be because they've been injury prone, injury for Dash, injury for Dawson, kept them out majority of the year. So I don't know what they're going to do, and I hope it's better than this because this smells of they're going to be squashed again, probably by Rhino and Tommy Dreamer, or Tommy Dreamer and somebody else just because it's ECW Legends. I don't know. I don't know who the legendary Graham brothers are because they were before my time, and I like to try to become a historian of wrestling as much as I can. But that's probably, I have no idea when they were active. Somebody give me a link to something down below, or like something, because I don't know anything about the Graham brothers. Sasha Banks versus Asuka. Sasha Banks versus Asuka. This was a really good match. This was the matches we would see in NXT for women, in my opinion. Not all the way as quality for NXT, but the closest we've seen to an NXT women's match in WWE's main roster, I think, ever. This match should have been a championship match between these two at, Backlash or Battleground or whatever the Raw pay-per-view after Asuka becomes WWE Women's Champion. If she's going to still be on Raw, this match should have happened then. This makes me believe that she is going to be picking Charlotte to take on Charlotte at WrestleMania, and the reason they did this match is because they won't have an option to do this match after WrestleMania because Asuka won't be on Raw anymore. So that is something that is intriguing to see why they did this. That's the only thing I can think of is why this match happened tonight instead of saving it for a pay-per-view after WrestleMania, is because Asuka is going to face Charlotte, go to SmackDown Live, and Sasha Banks is going to stay on Raw, and they won't have this match later. Again, Sasha Banks giving us some of that tease of a heel Sasha Banks that we all desperately want to see her have, because Sasha Banks is a perfect heel, not a good babyface. Just not a good babyface. We saw some of it last night when she eliminated Bayley and her trash talk to Asuka, and tonight we saw it with her match with Asuka. Sasha taking into Asuka, but a kick to Banks stops her, then a hip shot to Sasha to the outside. Asuka gets her back in the ring. She gets her in the corner and starts trash talking her before she takes a boot to her and just starts applying pressure. Banks with a kick to Asuka, then double knees for a 2 count. Double knees to Asuka. Asuka's gut for another 2 count. Suplex by Banks. Asuka gets put in the Banks statement, but Asuka rolls out. Up Banks for a 2 count. Banks statement went on Asuka again. Asuka was put in the Banks statement a couple times tonight, but she did not tap out, which is great. Suicide dive, Asuka with a kick to Banks' face. This was a brutal spot. Asuka's on the outside. Sasha Banks was going to do her typical, suicide dive. Asuka with a roundhouse kick. This takes some perfect timing. One miss of this, and Asuka is going to spin around and end up and Sasha Banks is going to hit a suicide dive onto Asuka's back. So this took exceptional timing. Then you had she kicked her, and Sasha Banks' face went face first into the LED board. So basically, if that LED board wasn't there, she would have just went underneath the bottom of the apron, which I think probably would have been a little bit safer. But brutal looking spot. I think Sasha Banks knows how to make herself looks like she loves taking pain. Like, for whatever reason, Asuka looks like she just loves taking pain. Back inside, Asuka beats down Banks and wrecks Banks up a little bit. Missile drop kick for 2 for Asuka. Armbar on Sasha Banks, but Banks rolls her up for a 2 count. Hip toss. She goes for the hip toss in the ropes again because Sasha Banks is on the outside apron. She goes for the hip toss and Sasha Banks moves. Asuka's hip, small of her back, hitting the apron as she falls outside. Just brutality between these two. This was, again, a pay-per-view quality match thrown on to the night after the Royal Rumble. So, I don't know what WWE's thinking is, but the only reason I think this happens is because this is the only chance they're going to really get to have this match, because Sasha Banks is going to be on Raw after WrestleMania, and Asuka is going to be going to SmackDown to beat Charlotte for the Women's Championship and then run SmackDown Live. Double knees off the top rope for a 2 count after she had the running falling knees, double knees on the outside, threw her back inside, and hit her with a second double knees for a 2 count. Asuka lock blocked into a Banks statement. Match ends with a Asuka lock on Banks, and Banks taps out. Both of these two put on the match of the match of the month, match of the year so far for women on the main roster, bar none. Pay-per-view quality match thrown onto a Monday Night Raw. I'm glad these two got enough time to show what they can do, and we got a couple teases of the old Sasha Banks in the promo earlier in the night and in this match. So well done for these two. And I hope we can see this again for the title if Sasha Banks, if she does go for the women's title on Raw, and Sasha Banks gets the #1 contendership afterwards, but we will have to see. Again, I don't know what the hell is with the cell phone promos. Don't know why they do them. They're just kind of dumb. Winner Titus O'Neil, Titus Worldwide, or Team Catering, as other people know him, versus the Bar for the tag team titles. Really didn't care about this match. Bar win in the end with the white noise top rope combo for the 3 count, and they move on. Then we had Finn Balor versus John Cena for a chance to get into the Elimination Chamber. This match, to me, shows to me that John Cena is not ready to put people over, and it's a crying shame. Finn Balor, the Iron Man of last night's match, gets beat in the end by John Cena for no other reason other than they had nothing for Finn Balor. John Cena is supposed to have this big match at WrestleMania that we were supposed to have a tease or something start at Raw 25. That didn't happen. People expected it last night at the Royal Rumble. That didn't happen. I expected maybe something to happen tonight. That didn't happen. So this whole entire tease of John Cena supposedly going to WrestleMania to face The Undertaker, which has not been confirmed, and I guess it's supposed to be locked, but I haven't seen anything. They haven't teased it. The way The Undertaker sounded at Raw 25 is that he's done. He's 100% retired, and that was a retirement speech in his words. And this was John Cena versus Finn Balor, first time ever, Raw main event, and there was a fucking beach ball in the fucking crowd. They didn't show it, but you could fucking tell because the crowd, at the beginning of this match, all stand up and look over behind the announce table. So don't tell me there wasn't a fucking beach ball out there. They're like, oh, boo, yay, everyone's like cheering. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, a goddamn beach ball. I don't give a shit if it is the night after the Royal Rumble, the night after WrestleMania. Grow the hell up and knock off with the damn beach balls when you have a match between two guys that are one of the best young guys in the WWE, and the guy who's been holding down the fort for the last 15 plus years. Not everybody likes John Cena, but the guy's been there forever. So give these guys the respect they deserve. They go to break, John Cena's looking out, and I think he sees the beach ball. And then we come back, and you see half the crowd on the side opposite the hard camera looking over behind the announce table. I'm like, are you kidding me? What the hell? Are you serious? You have a match in the middle of the ring that people should care about. Because if John Cena would have lost tonight, it would have been big for Finn Balor and would have put him in the Elimination Chamber. Of course, that didn't happen, but a fucking beach ball? You didn't want to throw that out there during the Titus Worldwide match when nobody would have gave a fuck? No, you do it during this match. Grow the hell up, people. It's enough of the beach ball. This is WWE's fault, though, because a couple years ago in one of the 24 specials, they dubbed it Beach Ball Mania. So now everyone's like, oh, it's a Big 4 pay-per-view. It's a Big 5. We're doing 5 this year. It's a Big 4 pay-per-view. The night after, let's bring a fucking beach ball. There's going to probably be 3 or 4 after WrestleMania, the night after WrestleMania, but they've got to stop. Show the men and the women in the ring the respect they have earned and they deserve for the match. This was a pretty good fucking match, and you want to sit there and throw a goddamn beach ball out there? Are you fucking kidding me? Grow the fuck up and stop being a fucking bunch of idiots. Man, what a bunch of fucking morons. After we get from break, Balor starts chucking with hard as can be. Hard as fucking can be. I Irish whips across the corners both ways. Like, Finn Balor hits the ring, the corners hard as can be. This guy went 57 minutes in the match last night in the Royal Rumble, and they squashed that all tonight. The Iron Man of the Royal Rumble does not do anything at the night after, and he doesn't win the match. Kind of a bad idea, in my opinion. Balor gets back in and takes it to Cena. Double stomps on the ground. 5-knuckle shuffle missed by Balor. Balor does a "you can't see me" and does, I can't remember what the move he did, but he did some kind of move that drops John Cena to the ground. Shots back and forth by firing both men up. Kick by Cena to the face, going for the 5-knuckle shuffle. So instead of doing his bounce off the ropes, he just steps on Finn Balor's hand and then does the "you can't see me" and drops straight down, which, quite honestly, when this age in the game, why doesn't John Cena just do that anyway? I mean, the whole bouncing off the ropes is just ridiculous. Just do the "you can't see me" and just drop down. AA missed in an overhead kick for a 2-count. Sling blade drop kick turned into a clothesline. Beautiful looking clothesline by John Cena. Balor caught into the attitude adjustment for a 2-count. Cena going up top for Finn kicks him in. Like, John Cena comes, like, hits that gets a 2-count. Comes out. By the way, during the match between Matt Hardy and Elias, they were putting together an announce table because at the beginning of that match, you had all 3 announcers or commentators sitting at ringside in the comfy chairs, which I wish I had one of those chairs right now, watching a small monitor. I mean, come on, you guys got to get them a big monitor for this match because they had to watch it this little ass monitor for this match. But they were building an announce table for these guys. So for the rest of the night, there wasn't much room between that end of the ring and the announce table. But he does walk out. He does come out of the ring onto the apron and talks and says to the coach, "I just want to go to WrestleMania. That's all I'm doing right here." For some reason, it felt like John Cena didn't want to have this match with Finn Balor, but since it was a match for a chance to go to the Elimination Chamber to get to WrestleMania, he was going to do everything he could to win this match. Cena goes up top. He gets kicked down to the back of the head. Coup de grace missed into an STF. Finn, of course, gets out of that. When was the last time John Cena won a big-time match like this with an STF? It's been a while. Step-up kick to the up top. Cena goes for a Super AA. Gets the Super AA and gets the 3 count. So your winner is John Cena. Again, John Cena doesn't want to lose a big match and put somebody over. Finn Balor, I think, could have used this win. If John Cena is supposed to have this big match that he's supposed to have this year, he's already booked to be a special guest at Fastlane, so this already tells you he's not going to win this match at the Elimination Chamber because we all know they do it for Roman Reigns, and John Cena is not Roman Reigns. So, predicting for next week, we're going to see Roman Reigns win his match. Whoever faces Bray Wyatt's going to win that match because Matt Hardy is going to distract Bray Wyatt. And I don't know who's going to be the third man. Maybe it's going to be The Miz. Most likely. Would not surprise me if it's Braun Strowman, Elias, John Cena, Roman Reigns, The Miz, and I don't know who number 6 would be. That's the hard part about this right now is the fact maybe a returning Dean Ambrose, maybe Seth Rollins. I'd say maybe Seth Rollins. So I'm going to say the Elimination Chamber at this time is going to be Braun Strowman, Elias, John Cena, Roman Reigns, The Miz, and Seth Rollins. Those are going to be your 6. We will have to wait till next week to see who they have in qualifying matches, but whoever Bray Wyatt faces are going to win that match because Woken Matt Hardy will distract Bray Wyatt, causing Bray Wyatt to lose, and the feud will continue. But I'm going to get out of here. This has been your Raw review for January 29th, 2018. We are on the road to WrestleMania with Asuka's championship opportunity still not decided. We will probably find out the night after the Elimination Chamber, unless Daniel Bryan in the next few weeks or so or Shane McMahon make a match for the Women's Championship, and we don't find out till after Fastlane, which in my opinion, if it's going to be Charlotte, I would actually wait till after Fastlane because that pay-per-view is still yet to come. And again, motherfuckers, if you're going to a WWE event and it's on TV, do not bring a beach ball because that is just stupid and dumb as can be. Matches like John Cena vs. Finn Balor or at TakeOver or last night with the Royal Rumble, those matches need the crowd to get in them for them to be a lot extra special. So give these guys the respect that they are out there working their butts off for. Somebody goes out there, works their butt off. They don't want to get up during the match and see a beach ball being played with. If you are that bored of the show, then leave and don't come back. That's all I got to say about that. Find me on Twitter at The France. Find me on twitch.tv/TheFrance08. Hit that subscribe button and hit that and give me a comment in the comment section below what you thought of the Raw on the road to WrestleMania. We are 69 days from WrestleMania. I'm looking forward to what they're going to do from here on out and see what they're going to do with Asuka. I will be back here for SmackDown, be here for Thursday, and then be here on Saturday for news, rumors, and predictions.